Goals, 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 goals. There was definitely a time in my past when I remember saying for 3 years in a row, my New Year's goal for the year is to have no more New Year's goals. Boy, have things changed since I came on booktube. Welcome back to Mr. Francy Reads. Let's go. Yes, hello and welcome back to the channel Mr. Francy, formerly known as Mr. Francy Reads. I am indeed Mr. Francy, and it is wonderful that you've once again chosen to join me today as I go through my 2025 goals. What goals do I want to set myself for 2025 that concern anything at all to do with books? So, it could be listening to audiobooks, it could be reading physical books, it could be booktube content, it could be that and so much more. I have 20. 10, 20. That's why I did that. I have 20 goals for 2025. Can you believe it? But here's the thing. A lot of people these days, I find, particularly on booktube, don't want to set goals because they don't want to put pressure on themselves. I totally get that. I suffer from extreme high anxiety. The last thing I need is to put pressure on myself. But when I do my goals, it is something fun. It's something that I do absolutely wish to strive towards achieving. And if I don't write it down, I'm going to forget to do it. And then at the end of the year, I check in and see how I did, and if it's a failure, I go, failed, and then laugh it off and move on. It's not a stressful thing for me. My first goal is to, I'm just going to read off the screen, film both TBRs and monthly wraps in front of my bookshelves and go back to ordering my mini wrap-up reviews by star ratings, starting from DNF's 1 stars first through to 5 stars last. My goodness, that is a long-worded goal, so let's break it down. As of next month, we'll have been on booktube for 6 years. However, back in the day, I used to film my TBRs and monthly wraps in front of the bookshelf. And the reason that I stopped doing this was purely because I'm more comfortable sitting here. But I liked being in front of my shelves for my monthly wraps, and I'll tell you why, in case you're thinking, oh, but Mr. Francy, I'm sure you stopped that because everyone was doing it, and now you want to go back because everyone's doing it. It has nothing to do with that. My channel's goal has never been about doing what everyone else is doing, but more about doing what I want to do, and if you'll love it, that's just a fantastic bonus for me. Yay, come along for the ride. The reason why I like doing my TBRs and monthly wraps in front of my bookshelves is because when I'm done showing a certain book, I can then place it facing out on the bookshelf, making it easier for me, and you can continue to see all the beautiful books as I go through each one. The second part being that I want to order my mini reviews of my monthly wraps from DNFs and 1 stars through to 5 stars. And yeah, I just think that it's always a good thing to end on a positive note, and sometimes the last book or last couple of books that I read in a month are not my favorites. Goal number 2 is to do 1 book tag per month, and in order to stick to this, I'll start a book tag Mondays schedule. I don't have to do a book tag every Monday, but if I at least do 1 book tag Monday vlog, that will ensure that I'm back on track, or that I am on track, I should say. Yeah, so let's again summarize that. I used to do book tags all the time and I used to love them, and then I really don't know why, but for some reason I stopped, and honestly it is mutually beneficial. I don't know why I stopped. Like, I love doing them, you'll love seeing them. It works for all of us. Why did I stop? So what I have done in the description, as well as in a pinned comment below this video, is the link to my Discord. I am asking for recommendations of book tags you all would like to see me do do, and I will shout out whoever recommended that book tag to me. But as I did say, I'm not promising to do a book tag video every single Monday of the month, not at all. But I would like to make a sort of book tag Monday situation, like air quotes, book tag Mondays for me, so then I can just know in my mind, oh yeah, Monday is coming up, I'll do my book tag Monday video now. Goal number 3, host 2 to 4 readathons in the year. Yeah, so I'm definitely hosting one already in January, so really excited for Jumpstart January, but I'm also thinking if I do at least 2, that the second one will be done in May to celebrate my birthday, but I'm also thinking potentially in April for Easter and potentially in December for Christmas. Goal number 4 is if I don't get to certain books in a month, put them into an available spot in another month. Yeah, one thing that I've realized a lot of things about myself in 2024 about my reading, and one of those things is FOMO. Not FOMO, and for those who don't know, FOMO stands for fear of missing out. Not FOMO in the sense of, oh my gosh, every popular booktuber or book talker and blah 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 talking about these books. No, that's not what I mean. I mean that there are books or series that I come across that I think sound interesting to me, but there are so many and there are nowhere near enough hours in a day or days in a year to get to every single one. So I have this issue of, oh my gosh, my TBRs need to be completely stacked and I need to make sure I put aside time to get through every single one, because if I don't, then I won't get to read that book. One way to conquer that for me would be, yeah, no pressure at all. I have 13 books on my January TBR. That video is coming out soon. No pressure at all. Just put the 13 books on your TBR. Wonderful. Start the month. Get to the end of the month. Whatever you didn't read, it's totally fine. Just put it on to the next month or a month after that and just keep shuffling. Goal number 5. If I have time, try to read a first book in a series to try each month. Yeah, so what I want to do, I am a massive advocate of Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books SAS list. The reality for me, however, is in no pressure-filled way whatsoever. I usually have a goal and do start new series and get through them or get up to date with them anyway. So my thought has become, if it's on the SAS list, I'm going to get through it. But what about those series where it's just too many series to put on the SAS list, but I, again, don't want to miss out on what sounds like an amazing series to me? Well, why not do what y'all are doing that y'all are telling me, which is such a great idea? Sample a book. Pick up book 1 in a series, give it a go. If I like it, then I can commit to it at a future point on my SAS list. I don't have to pick up book 1 in a series with the intention of, this is the first book of the series I'll complete by the end of the year. Next up, we have goal number 6. Count pages read, not book as read, only pages when DNFing. Now, as much as that sounds like a negative of, not books read, that's been my thing. I have never counted a book that I DNF as a book that I've read for my statistics. If you do, that's absolutely fine, but I just never have. But one thing that I don't like about this situation is I shortchange myself, because what if it's a 700-page book and I read 400 pages before DNFing? Why am I not adding those pages as read? Because after all, they were read. So, yeah. So I'm definitely making that a goal for myself. If I DNF a book, it doesn't matter how many pages I read, they were read. That should be acknowledged in my page count numbers. Goal number 7. Include spoilers in my Goodreads reviews, redacting naturally, as after over 100 books, I can forget certain things. Yeah, absolutely. So there were times during this favorites and non-favorites journey for December 2024 where I was looking at my Goodreads reviews to remember certain things about books, because I read over 100 books a year. I definitely don't remember character names. That's a flaw that I have. It just is what it is. I've accepted that about myself. But there are certain times where I don't remember. Maybe I'll have a 3-star book or a 4-star book where I say, oh yeah, I liked this book. why? And then I read my Goodreads review to remind myself, and the Goodreads review is spoiler free, so it's like, I loved when Annie did that beautiful thing, you know what I mean? And I'm going, no, I don't know what you mean, what are you referring to? So yeah, start using spoiler tags and including those spoilers for myself so that it makes it easier for me when it comes to creating content. Goal number 8 is to try to read from 4 or more different genres per month. For specificity reasons, subgenres count as a different genre. For example, a mystery and a cozy mystery would count as 2, as well as a sci-fi and a dystopian would count as 2. Now, I do see a cozy mystery as its own genre, I do see a dystopian as its own genre, but technically speaking, if you speak to anyone that's, way up in that literary field, you know what I mean, they would very quickly correct me and say, no, dystopian is a subgenre of sci-fi, and cozy mystery is a subgenre of mystery. Yeah, technically, you are correct. If you say that, you are correct. That is how it's defined. But for me, I don't see it that way. Any subgenre, I still want to highlight it as its own genre. So I would like to read at least 4 different genres, at least, every single month in 2025. This is because I love my diversity when it comes to genres in my reading and not get stuck in one genre, which honestly, I feel like if I don't set this goal, then give me a couple of years and I will exclusively be reading cozy mysteries, which is not a bad thing, not at all. But as someone who loves the fact that I am so genre diverse and that I get to a point where I don't like reading from the same genre all the time because it becomes too much of the one same genre, I want to ensure I keep mixing it up. Goal number 9, get better at writing chapter thoughts while reading. Yeah, so this again is another one of those situations of not necessarily remembering different things. So I have 2 Discord servers in the spirit of full transparency. My first one is the one that I link below in a pinned comment and in the description that everyone knows about. I also have my own private Discord server, and I love that I do because I love Discord so much. It's just so easy to use. So I have my own private Discord server. Why not use that to do certain things to assist me to recall certain things? And so yeah, I'd like to do chapter summaries, and by chapter summaries I want to be specific. I don't mean just write what happened in the book. I want to write maybe a sentence about what happened in that chapter and then give my thoughts and feelings on it so that I can again give detailed discussions when I am talking about these books or series, because I can pull from those chapter summaries. Goal number 10, go back to doing my yearly stats. I used to do this every month and it was great and so detailed, not to be confused with any sort of pressure. I just like stats and find it interesting to see what I read, e.g. how many middle grades did I read. Yeah, so yeah, exactly that. I don't think I need to go into more depth of an explanation. Every single month, just on that private Discord server, putting in all of the stats for every single book after I've read it. It's age rating, it's genre, star ratings, all those different great things, so that, I can get to a certain point in a month and just say, I wonder how many YAs I've read to this point, and boom, there is the stat list. And it's, again, not a pressure-filled thing, it's just more out of curiosity. Goal number 11, go back to keeping a DNF'd list. I'm glad I no longer force myself to hang on to DNF'd books till I do a video on them, but not keeping a DNF'd list causes me to forget what I DNF'd throughout the year. Yeah, and I would love to go back to doing my DNF'd videos in my favorites and non-favorites of the year in July and December. And the reason why it didn't happen at all this year is because I would DNF, unhaul, not keep any record of what I had DNF'd, and that was it. A big part of the reason why I didn't want to record my DNFs at the beginning of 2024, this year, is because I thought that it would set me up for a negative year, because if I'm expecting to have a DNF list, then I'm already expecting to DNF before I have begun. Goal number 12, try to branch out, is that what I'm up to? Yes, try to branch out in my crafting while reading. So when I listen to audiobooks, normally I crochet, but in 2025, I'd like to try other things. And one thing I would love to try is doing Lego. So on Christmas Day, my sister and my mother came up with all these amazing activities and fun games we could play during Christmas Day. And one of the games was that we would do this Lego activity, and my mother had purchased us, if you're a Harry Potter fan, Hedwig. So this is my sister's Hedwig. She is a Gryffindor, and I'm grabbing mine. This is my Hedwig. I am a Ravenclaw. And, well, actually, I found out recently, thank you so much, my dear friend Pat. I really appreciate it. I found out recently I'm actually a Ravenpuff, which is a hybrid of Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff. I'll live in the Ravenclaw common room, but I'm a Hufflepuff by nature as well. So I would live in the Ravenclaw common room, but I would hang out with the Pufflepuffs in their common room during the day. So yeah, these are our things, our Legos of Hedwig. And I was talking to my sister, and there are some amazing Legos out there, including some really beautiful cozy ones. I've seen Legos of like cakes and little like cafe scrolls and waffles and things like that. I would love to make them and put them up on my bookshelves. Goal number 13 is I want to do a monthly goal check-in. So, again, this is not about pressure, but more to merely check in and see how I did and what I'd like to focus on moving forward. To stick to this, I will do these in video form as the second video I do in a month after the wrap-up. So, my first video of every month is my monthly wrap of the one before, and so just to make sure that I do stick to this monthly goal check-in, the second video I do in the month will be a monthly goal check-in. And again, it's not about pressure. It's just about, let's check in, see how I did. Goal number 14, do some more informative, quote unquote, informative type videos. I used to love these in my early years of the channel. So for example, how I schedule my TBRs, why I do a yearly TBR in advance, top 10 videos, time jumps in books, exploring audiobooks, genre recommendations, anything that is non-specific book related, if that makes sense. So it's more taking anything to do with the subject matter of books, zooming out, and making that a video. General informative, not me trying to inform you, but just an information type video surrounding books. I want to go back to doing them. I used to do them all the time, so let's do them again. Goal number 15 is a big one for me. Don't be afraid to review books, and I have an exclamation mark next to that. And in brackets it says, in the past, I've really wanted to do deep dive reviews of books and have feared doing so and lived to regret it. 2025 is going to be the year of no regrets. If I want to review a book, I will. Not to be confused with I must review. It's more if I feel the need to get thoughts out into a video, what is stopping me from doing a review of a book? Like, just do it. Goal number 16 is to continue what I started in November. It is coming back in January, I promise, where with my weekly vlogs, part of that section, one of those sections, will be dedicated to me responding to your comments that you leave on my videos, each and every single one. I'm sorry, I missed some last time, but the ones I missed, they're still there, so it's all good. I will get to them. Responding to them in video format, because sometimes with writing, it is really hard to judge how it's coming across because there's no tone or inflection. So I loved it. I started it in November, just, getting back saying, okay, this is the comment that was left and here's my response to it. And yeah, I definitely want to get back to it. So all of y'all who have been commenting and waiting for me to respond, I did leave a post, a written post on my channel saying that in my first catch-up weekly vlog that I do in January, I'm getting back to the whole list that I have to catch up on, and then every single vlog after that, I will continue doing that. Goal number 17, opening up to other interests. For example, hosting a buddy watch-along. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I changed this channel from Mr. Francy Reads to Mr. Francy is because while reading is a massive part of my life, there are other things that I have interest in as well. One of them is watching TV shows, and why not try and, if you can buddy read, then why not buddy watch? Part of next year's experience, and we already have 2 shows that we're doing, is going to be a buddy watch. Yeah, so head on over to the Discord. We are starting in January. The 2 shows, I won't say what they are here, but I will talk about them in my vlog. So if you want to join us for a buddy watch, come along and do so. Goal number 18 is something I definitely want to continue on with next year. I've started very minimally in December of this year writing newsletters on my Discord server. I'm just talking about certain newsletters that I would like to write. And one of them is I'm a massive fan of buddy reads. And so if I come across a buddy read, one of my newsletters is going to be like buddy reads of the month. And here are all the buddy reads that are going on, and write it in a newsletter format and put it up on the Discord. So yeah, the goal officially is keep up to date with my newsletters that I do on the Discord. Goal number 19 has my anxiety spiking, so we'll see how we go, but it is to push myself, because it will be healthy to do so, to do one booktube reading sprint per season. I do reading sprints pretty much, and anyone who's on my Discord can attest to this, pretty much every single day over on the Discord server, but I haven't been doing it on booktube for many reasons. One, anxiety. Two, it's just much easier doing it over on Discord, but I'd love to bring it back, but I don't want to put pressure on myself. So, you know, just one a season would be nice, but again, if I don't, I'm not going to get angry with myself. And finally, to do more writing and potentially keep a writing journal. I love writing books. I have for a very long time. I published several works over on fictionpress.net as well as fanfic.net as well as many other different websites. I am officially published online on those websites, but not officially published as a physical book author, and I would love to keep writing and potentially one day get physically published. So yeah, I'm working on 2 books at the moment because it depends on my mood. I'm a mood writer, not a mood reader, but definitely a mood writer. I'm currently working on a thriller mystery, and also a cozy mystery. I'm working on 2 books at the same time. Very excited about both, but I find that I have a lot of struggles when it comes to writing. One of them is that I'm not always committed and dedicated to my writing and can go for 6, 7, 8, 9 months in the year where I don't write at all. Also, I find there to be some very big roadblocks once I get to the halfway mark of writing. And so I would love to find a way to productively and healthily push myself to keep going once I hit that halfway mark, and to just constantly keep writing. You know, as really good writers say all the time, even if you only write 1 sentence every day, if you do that, you are still technically writing every day. And the same can be said about if you write 1 sentence a week or 1 a month or whatever. You know, it doesn't need to be a lot. But that is it. This video has gone on way too long, but there were many goals, so I hope you understand. I will leave that there. My next video is going to be checking back on my 2024 goals, so let's have a whole lot of fun with that too, because if I fail, I will laugh and it will be funny. It's not a pressure thing at all. It's just fun. Until then, I'm going to let you all go with peace, blessings, and so much love. Please do be kind, love one another, and spread your sparkling energy all throughout the world. And until next time, happy reading. Bye, everyone.